All right, good morning, Uganda. How are you doing? I'm Jerome Paul Sonko in here with your daily Kickstarter. And we are off to our topic of discussion this particular time. And we're going to be looking at mindset change in the country here, pretty much for you as a business person. How can this shape your business world? How can you be able to drive your business accordingly when you've set your mind to something? How do you execute those duties? And joining me this morning, I do have Emmanuel Chirunda, an author, an energy expert, I should say, and
a thought leader.
All right, a thought leader.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be taking us through this discussion this morning. So all of you, wherever you are, thank you very much for joining us. And let's get into it. Many thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Jerome.
So first of all, say hello to my viewers and we can get going.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Emmanuel Chirunda. I'm very happy to talk about this topic of mindset change in the context of business, but also wider society. As I told you, I live and work in London, but this is home, so I'm here for a while. And my background is I've authored books, 3 books about the topic of mindset change. But my career, I make a living as an energy executive in London. And I speak as a thought leader on these topics of mindset change.
All right, an energy executive in London. I think here from Uganda's perspective, we are pretty much excited about our energy sector now that the oil and gas is now getting ready to shape our world here. But okay, now as we dig deeper to understand mindset change, someone wish to know what is mindset change. What should people understand more about that change in mindset?
Change in mindset. Yeah, I guess the thing to think about mindset change are 3. The first one is what are mindsets, and if you read the literature, it's not well articulated, but basically it means that structure of your mind, your psyche, your psychology that drives how you behave, how you think. So it's kind of the foundation that our thoughts and things are based on. And what makes mindset be, a person's mindset be what it is, things like identity, who are you, beliefs, and worldviews, you know. And so these are things that are inculcated in people since they are young. Your mindsets are things from home. They tell you who you are, your beliefs, your worldview. But as you go through life, you understand life is very complex. So you need to change your mindset. You need to change how you identify yourself, how you believe, your worldview. And so that is the topic of mindset change. How do you change such that your foundational psychology is strong, such that your thoughts and behavior and the way you operate in the world is on a strong footing? That's mindset change.
Okay, so how you perceive things, how you look at things, how you imagine things, or how you set yourself going for anything. I believe also that is mindset change. Now, if you're joining in, we're discussing mindset change in Uganda, and then mindset change, not only in Uganda, by the way, mindset change as an individual. If at all you want to at least develop your business ideas, what is the mindset towards it? Now, let's talk about the business environment. How best can someone set their mind ready to go? For instance, when you're starting up a business, there's a lot of advice you're getting from friends, family, and then you also have your personal thoughts and what you want to achieve with your business. But then how do you set yourself ready?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So in a business context, I just started a business last year, so I actually had to think about this topic. Is very pertinent. How do you think about starting a business and growing it? 2 things I would say. One is the best literature there about mindset advocate for what they call a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is where if you're starting a business or a venture, you are fixed in old ways, or you're fixed in things that you've been good at or that have served you, but the fact that you're starting a new thing, those things may not help you. So you should not be fixed in your mindset when you're starting a business or trying to do business. Instead, you should have a growth mindset, which is you should be willing to learn new things. You should be willing to look at the landscape and realize, okay, what can I learn? What can I do different? How can I be faster? It's all about knowing that you need to learn, so you grow through this venture you're starting.
Okay.
And it's not easy. The people who don't grow, who don't realize they have to change, they have to grow, they have to learn, and they come with the old ways, they're the ones who phase out after 6 months, after 12 months.
Okay. And speaking of the issue to do with capital, in most cases when you look at businesses, I believe every business person would agree that the startup may be easy, but then in the long run you're going to experience some challenges, and then you may have second thoughts. One is, let me just leave the business, it has completely failed, or let me change to a different
Something
type of
else.
business. Yes. So what really drives this within someone? Because I'm looking at it in an angle whereby now you're having your mind set to do this business, but then things don't happen. Now you're completely off.
Yeah, good. That's another very good question. My answer would be, it is like the latest literature about modern business, modern corporation, is that businesses should be purpose-led.
Okay.
If you read and you go to any business school now, they are saying every corporation, every business should have a purpose. It should be purpose-led. And the purpose the whole world right now is talking about is having a sustainability purpose, having a purpose which has to do with the three bottom line, which is it should not be only money, it should also be planet and people. So basically, if you're starting a business and you have a purpose, I want to do something good for my pocket, for the people, but also for the environment, then when you come to those moments where you're doubting, you don't have money, you don't have whatever, your strong purpose should lead you to easily realize that the business community, as far as the banking and even policy and government, they want to support purpose-led businesses. They want to support sustainability business. So if you have a strong purpose, whenever you have those doubts, which personally we've had in our business, it's very easy to get partnerships or collaboration from the government or from other entities. Why? You're struggling, you have money, you don't have money, you're doubting yourself, but the purpose you want to do. So for example, you want to eliminate suffering in your neighborhood, that's poverty, that's why you're doing this business. When someone reads that is your purpose, you're doing business, but you want to do this wider societal goal, you have higher chance of getting help.
Okay.
And all the problems that may come your way, you will not have to be alone. It's easier to get collaboration when you have a purpose in your business.
I don't know if you've happened to interact with some of the business people here in Uganda.
Yes,
but I would want to at least, I would love you to at least share with us how the business community operates from the perspective of the UK to that in Uganda. I don't know whether we are moving in the same direction, more especially self-employment, because here we've got a challenge. Ugandans will start a business this year, and by next year it will either collapse or he's switching to another style of business. And in one way or the other, those are things that are happening here. But one would wish to understand, how is business the other side? Is it the same way, or people can stick to one business no matter what happens?
Yeah, that's, I can talk about that for a long time, because there you're delving into our culture, business culture. Like, the people who start business here are coming from a social setting. And I've written about this in my books. My first book was The Fourth Heritage, and my third book is Beyond the Fourth Heritage. And the fact is, our people go into business, or even they go into employment to be employees, with structures of the mind that are not up to the modern requirements. Like, what I mean modern requirements is, you need to be hardworking.
Okay.
Maybe people here are hardworking, maybe, but there are many who take shortcuts, you know. But you need to be hardworking. Secondly, you need to be principled. You know, you can work, but you're doing the wrong thing. You need to be principled. You need to have
putting in the efforts, but for the wrong. You're putting in a lot of energy, but in the wrong place. Okay.
And all these come together in what they call work ethic. Like the way you're working hard, smart, but also with a focus, principle. That work ethic, I'm sorry to say, but we know most of our people here don't have the work ethic. So that's why when they start a business, they take out money before growing the business, so the capital depletes even before the business stabilizes. When they are employed, they don't do the work that they are supposed to do. Instead, they will be on internet or wasting time. So what I would say is, at least my interaction, I worked here also for some time, people lack that work ethic to say, you work hard, you work smart, but in the right way, you do the right thing. You find the modern economies that are working, not only in England where I am, but in Singapore, Japan, or US, when you interact with people, you realize the work ethic is on point. Yeah, how they work and what they do.
Now, we've also got a challenge here in Uganda, pretty much because of the young people, my age, some older than me, or those younger than me as well. We want quick results. I'm getting into this business, so I'm following my career, but at the end of it all, I want to see myself at BBC. I want to say, I want to, for example, if I've started up a business, I want to become the next Bata company, the next Adidas, in just a space of 2 years, 3 years. And once this doesn't happen, according to the timeline I set,
you feel like a failure.
I feel like a failure. I get depressed because I'm seeing my fellows are doing something for themselves, and then mine isn't. Now, from that angle, how best can someone control this? Because I believe it is now a big challenge, more especially with social media, and people are getting to look at other people successful and they're not anywhere near them.
Yeah, unfortunately, this goes back to our culture. Our culture, when you listen to our songs and you see what people talk about, they preach and they teach our young people this false gospel that is you can get quick just by some magic, and we grow up, I also grew up with this short-termism. Short-termism.
Things can happen within a matter of time.
Things should happen in a short time.
If I want them to.
And so we grow up wanting to gratify, they call it short-term gratification. We are looking just 6 months or even a month this week, I just want money to eat. So that is how we are nurtured. That's the culture we are in. So the culture doesn't help us. So all I can say is I've written about strategies on how people can go beyond that short-termism to have a long-term view. So for example, I was telling someone, my books, it has been almost 20 years, me writing these ideas. I've cultivated my ideas about mindset change for almost 2 decades. That's half my life. And wise people from China, you know, now there are many Chinese in our economies. One of the Chinese saying is that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 step. And you see the Chinese and other people who are dominating the world, they always have a long-term view. We don't have that cultural structuring for people to look at their lives in 10, 20, 30 years. So it's a culture thing whereby our education and leaders need to inculcate in these young people. Don't just come to get $1 million so you can spend it. Instead, save such that in 2-3 years you are able to go to a better place. So it's a culture thing and a nurturing thing.
But then how can we overcome this now? For example, to the situation when you mentioned about culture, now culture is being evaded. People no longer consider culture, more so from the African perspective. We are quick to rush to the Western culture these days, and families are nurturing their children to follow that culture. So we are ideally losing ours. So how can we change this now?
Oh, Jeremy, how we can change it, I would tell my viewers, I think is for us to organize. And I'm very happy to tell the viewers that in my capacity, I've been teaming up with people here in Uganda, like Fajil Mande and other people. We are starting an organization. We are launching it next week, which is 100% focused on doing that, like nurturing, trying to organize young people such that when they look at education or culture or society, they have to have the right techniques or the right tools to look at those things in their view of how do they change their mindsets. So our organization is about mindset change. Okay. And we have structures and tools and techniques to help people when they read the books or when they come to our events to see how to do it. Because the real thing is that we know what we want, but how? And so, yeah, so the organization will be called the Fourth Heritage Initiative, but I'm sure there are other organizations and we are trying to partner with them. So the short answer is we need to organize for this and give young people who are malleable, who are whom you can teach, whom you can educate, to start changing the way they look at their long-term view, the way they look at how they better themselves. The developed countries, they've developed over centuries. But for us, we've been in a country almost 60 years. That's nothing. So we are very young in social systems.
Start taking the same speed as
yeah, it's hard, but we need to push and we need to start. And every person in the society, they need to do their part. As long as they know that the problem is mindset change, as long as they know the problem is making sure our people stop being having short-termism or get rich mindset.
All right. Yeah. And okay, speaking of that, we're heading into a break, but we return with more from our topic of discussion, clearly looking at mindset change. How can you prepare yourself ready for any business or any social upbringing and all these things? I do believe this is something that we need to focus more on, mental health awareness, now mindset change, so that we can have a Godspeed patience, I should say. After the break, we discuss more of our topic. Stick around.